Do I get the music again? Please tell me I get
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right?
Yes.
Why can't we make up our own story?
No.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh. Wait, this is his office? He got a damn...
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and
Yes.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
No.
What do you want our
We're
story to
going
be?
in circles
Go
again.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want to go back. What's back? Let's not do it. This game is getting weirder.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Yeah, well, leave the line here, because I like to follow it. Ah, okay, it's gone.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this?
You've been playing Confusion ending.
ending. You're
16
telling me
minutes already.
That's what this is? All one giant ending?
First restart.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
After a
Am I
long
just
time
supposed
to read.
forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it.
Nope.
I won't
Nope.
do it. I
Nope.
won't do it.
No, just don't.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Aye.
Whatever it
I
is that made
won.
the schedule.
17 minutes.
How will we
Aye.
know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Turn on
So-
some lights or so.
Okay.
I'm just gonna...
I guess now we just wait. You know,
Yeah.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination
I think
or the
so.
journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and
Yep.
not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
Uh-huh.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Duh. That's just great. That's just...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game confuses the hell out of me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'll enter on the left.
Yet there was not a single person
There you
there
have this
either.
again.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
No,
Coming
I'm
to a
going down
staircase,
this
Stanley
time.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm
But
going
Stanley
to the
just
scary
couldn't do it.
kid. Scary
He considered
place.
the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that.
Ew,
and
what
in
the
such a
fuck is
competitive
that?
economy,
That's
why had he
nasty.
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yeah,
did
why
doors
is
close
that?
automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh,
Is it?
what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Oh.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He
Nope.
wasn't crazy after all.
Well,
He
maybe
thought to
a little
himself,
bit.
I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life
Yes.
job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
How long does
So,
this go on
he
for?
imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
What? No!
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head
Yes.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now
I
the
know,
voice was
right?
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth
Maybe.
was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Well,
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
yes.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his
Oh,
skin,
yeah.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to
Yeah.
himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Open your eyes.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue
Open.
pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Open
I
your
want my
goddamn
apartment,
eyes.
and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. But I'm still here. Come on now.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I
The
must
music
be real.
just
I
got
must be.
hell
Can anyone
very,
hear my
very
voice?
loud.
Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This game just turned dark very quick. This escalated
This is
quickly.
the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
I'm Stanley.
Rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of business. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What? That's not cool. Help me. Jeez.